Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bare Knuckle Extravaganza, brought to you by Sparta Sports and Entertainment. Todd, Romero alongside Robin Black. Hello, sir. It's been a while.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. The people are cool, and the fights are badass. And, man, the Wyoming Commission just does it a little different, and Sparta does it a little different.
Listen, we got to thank Wyoming. As we all know, the pandemic has been an inconvenience to all of us out there, but this is our 8th visit to Wyoming this year that allowed us to bring you many types of martial arts, and that's a unique thing. I want to give a shout out to our CEO, Jeff Cisneros, unable to be with us tonight, but he's recovering at home, gone through some things, but Jeff has created really a dynamic, because you see MMA every week, you kind of see the same thing. Here you come to Sparta Combat League, you see MMA, you see boxing, you see kickboxing, Muay Thai, bare knuckle, which you'll see in 2 events tonight, and also Lethway, which you and I and J.R. Gordon had the opportunity to call this last year.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I don't want to talk bad about Budweiser. I hope they're not a sponsor. But as Budweiser shrinks, craft beers grow, right? I don't want to talk bad about Coca-Cola, but as Coca-Cola shrinks, all of these different flavors come out, and these different types of fluids come out. Fighting's the same. The mainstream corporate fighting gets a little smaller, gets a little repetitive, and all of a sudden we get all these different flavors. We get bare knuckle, we get kickboxing, we get boxing. It's very, very modern presentation of fighting that we do here.
And Brian Peterson and the Wyoming Commission has done such a great job of allowing us to get in here and the fans to enjoy it. Safety is among it. Listen, there's some barbaric sports. Safety is part of it. They're always on top of it, and it's always the cutting edge. But we had a great year in 2020, and let's take a look back at 2020 and some of the events that we brought to you, including the bare knuckles. When you take a look at it, the Michael Santos and Gene Perez fight was an absolute bloodbath, and it was kind of got you into what the bare knuckle's about, and it's different than having 4-ounce gloves.
Man, bare knuckle is very, very different. You start with the weapon. You know, on the human hand, there are 14 knuckles on the human hand. You should only make contact with the 2 big bony knobs in the front. Anything else damages the weapon. Those 2 knobs make a smaller surface area for the impact to land. They also rip.
You have the bones supported all the way up your arm.
Yeah, the weapon is smaller. The targets are the same. The bone rips and it tears. You can sneak it into the openings. It is a very, very different game, very primal, and it takes a special kind of person to get into a cage and fight, but it takes a special kind of person to do it bare knuckle.
Think a special kind of person as you see the crossroll there, and talking about Lethway. We saw LT Nelson get into the cage to bring Lethway here, and then following LT Nelson, we had the first time on U.S. soil, and we had one of the masters, Dave LeDuc in Washington, that came right here into the Outlaw in Wyoming, and an unbelievable build-up to that fight, and to be able to bring that nationwide with a huge tune-in audience and really introduce the art of 9 limbs.
Yes, this is a 1,000-year-old art form. They say it predates Muay Thai. 8 limbs, 2 fists, 2 elbows, 2 knees, and 2 feet is the art of 8 limbs. It's Muay Thai. The art of 9 limbs adds the diamond of Lethway, the head. You can headbutt in this, and of course it's primal, it's visceral, but it is beautiful, it is elegant, and that fight was a wonderful contest. That's what brought me to Wyoming, man, and they couldn't keep me away.
Tonight, bare knuckles, you have Zach Scales and Mitch Siebold and Enoch going at it, and Chad Kelly. So those are 4 combatants in the bare knuckles. And it's just different because you've got, listen, with 4 ounces in your MMA, you got some wrestling mixed in there. When you go bare knuckles, it's a whole different element.
Yes, it certainly is. I have the gift of being able to commentate one of the original bare knuckle shows in England, BKB. And it is a particular kind of athlete, not just the courage required, but because the weapons are fragile, you must make your man miss and then land. So a much more precise game. Yes, it's rugged, and yes, it is primal, but it's also very, very technical and very, very precise. You're going to see 4 gentlemen get in here in the 2 bare knuckle fights, and they're going to go at each other, but with technique balanced with that ferocity.
And also, when you take a look at that throughout this card, it's something you're going to see from the debut fighter. And listen, we have a lot of great gyms around here. You get debut fighters that train with some of the top fighters around the state of Colorado, but getting into the cage and implementing your game plan, your attack. Some kind can be a little overwhelming, and some debut fighters, it's like a fish to water.
Yeah, and it's about your ability to allow yourself to fight. You know, when you first come in here, you got all the plans in the world. I'm gonna jab, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna kick the calf, and I'm gonna make him miss. But you come in here and your heart rate goes up, your testosterone goes down, and your cortisol raises, and you're overwhelmed by the moment. The ability to stay calm within the chaos is what we're looking for. And you've been commentating these young fighters here, some of them for years, and some of them are able to come in here and just do it. Some fish swim, birds fly, and these guys fight in a cage.
You're going to see some of the great gyms here, Victory, DCO, A Family Affair. All these great gyms bring great crowds to support their fighters. We have 11 fights on tap for you tonight. 9 of those will be MMA, highlighted by the co-main and main events will be bare knuckles. It will be Robin Black, myself, as well as J.R. Gordon. If you need to pay for this, get onto it, SpartaSE.com. SpartaSportsAndEntertainment.com, SpartaSE.com. Hit that button now. We're going to be back with an 11-fight card, 9 MMA, 2 bare knuckles.